Hello again, everybody. Welcome to USA Wrestling Weekly. I'm Scott Casper. It's time for this week's news and features from USA Wrestling, the national governing body of our sport. Well, Saturday, November 3rd, National Wrestling Day, was an idea formed by Joe Baranek of Pennsylvania Wrestling News Magazine. It took place last weekend with a number of significant events helping to kickstart the season. While forms of wrestling take place around the world throughout the year, November 3rd is now the significant, if not traditional, start to the American folk-style season. Well, on this week's USA Wrestling Weekly, we'll travel around the country to cover a number of major wrestling events that took place over the weekend on National Wrestling Day. Appropriately, we'll start in the nation's capital. The NWCA All-Star Classic took place there at American University in D.C. Many of the nation's top collegiate stars squared off in a challenge match, if you will, at each weight to kick off the collegiate season. The highly anticipated marquee matchup was between NCAA champion Kyle Dake of Cornell and NCAA champion and Hodge Award winner David Taylor of Penn State. The two squared off at 65 in front of a sold-out crowd of 3,376 fans. After exchanging escapes in the first and second periods, the two went into overtime and had an exciting scramble. Dake rode Taylor out in the first tiebreaker period and then escaped in the second period for the 2-1 victory. Dake talked about the battle.
I think we both wrestled pretty reserved, and I feel like when you have two great wrestlers wrestling like that, it kind of disappoints the fans, but then again, it's like we're both out there trying to win, and we don't want to make a stupid mistake and have the other guy capitalize it, because a takedown will be the difference of the match. And I mean, we're both just great athletes, and it's going to take a takedown. I don't think, unless we start both going crazy, it's going to be pretty tight between us.
Well, the other title winner on the card was 2011 NCAA champ Quentin Wright of Penn State. Wright moved up to 97 pounds for the coming season and accepted a challenge match with Pittsburgh All-American Matt Wilps. Wright and Wilps battled back and forth. In the final 10 seconds of the bout, Wilps took Wright to his back for the fall to claim the victory.
Yeah, high scoring, high action. I was pumped. It was exciting.
What were you thinking at the end after you got the fall?
Yeah, I was just pumped. It was, I came here expecting to win, but still a little giddy about it.
Well, the 174-pound matchup between Josh Asper of Maryland and Jordan Blanton of Illinois featured two three-time All-Star Classic competitors. American University is only a few miles away from Maryland, so Asper immediately became the local fan favorite. The match was even up as it went into overtime, but with the fans behind him, Asper scored a takedown for the 3-1 victory over Blanton.
That was my first real competition at 74 this year, and I came out with a win, so I felt good. It's a good experience. It was a tough competitor, and it was a win in overtime, so it was a grind out match.
Well, at 125 pounds, NCAA runner-up Nico Megaludis of PSU scored a late takedown against Jesse Delgado of the University of Illinois for a 4-3 win.
It was good. It was good to get the first match underway. It's always something different. Get that first match. This is where you learn the most, and I think it's good. It's good for me to wrestle him, because he's very quick, and it's good for me to pick up his style. He's a tough kid, so it's fun wrestling.
Lehigh's NCAA runner-up and 2011 silver medalist Robert Hanlon came out on top in his battle with Minnesota's Kevin Steinhaus. The final score there, 5-3.
It was good. I mean, a lot of energy. Every time I wrestle Steinhaus, he's real aggressive. He just keeps the action going the whole time. Doesn't get tired, doesn't back down. So, it's a good match. A lot of action. Felt pretty good.
Well, at 285 pounds, two past All-Americans struggled to see who would be the king of the mountain. By a tight 3-2 score, Missouri's Don Bradley edged out Mike McMullen of Northwestern. Bradley is a past junior world freestyle champion who's qualified for the senior freestyle national team.
Good first folk-style match back in 2 years against guys up third. It's pretty tough. I didn't wrestle the way I wanted to. I was in on 2 or 3 shots I thought I could have finished. I feel like I could have scored more points, but it's also an exhibition match. It's also the first time wrestling folk-style in 2 years.
Well, at 149 pounds, Jason Chamberlain, Boise State's favorite son, took an Olympic red shirt last year, but did not exhibit mat rust in the least, stopping Oklahoma's Nick Luster 6'3". Chamberlain continues to build his international resume and has made 2 junior world teams for the USA.
haven't wrestled folk style in a couple years, so took last year off and wrestled freestyle. So just adjusting to the mat. It might take a little bit of work that I got wrote out, so just something I got to work on. But it's good. I'm getting some experience. Got a couple tough guys on top early on in the season. I wrestled Ness in a couple weeks, so it should be good.
Well, the victory at 141 pounds went to Oklahoma's talented one, Kendrick Maple. He defeated B.J. Futrell of Illinois 6-2.
That was a good eye-opener. I need to get back in shape. So first time down the weight is always a little tough. So definitely get my weight down managed and back in shape.
Well, at 133 pounds, that weight class featured Aaron Schopp of Edinburgh and Minnesota's Chris Dardanes. It was Aaron Schopp who held off a late takedown by the Gopher to win 2-1.
Kind of felt like I was holding on. I know I can score more points. I should have kind of just went out there and got more points like I'm used to. Just not really my style of match. I don't like to win like that.
Well, the 157-pound star at Penn State, Dylan Alton, stopped respected Northwestern featured athlete Jason Welch. The score, 3-2. Well, the card had 4 featured bouts to go with the traditional 10. The youth winner was Sam Kalishman of Pointers Run Elementary. In a battle of WCWA athletes at 133 pounds, Travis Biraquillo of the Indiana Institute of Technology won his bout. Host American had a winner at 149 pounds with Kevin Twau. NCAA Division II champion Matt Muehlers of Northern State scored a victory at 285 pounds. All in all, it was an incredible day for wrestling and at times an intense way to kick off the new collegiate season. Well, just prior to the All-Star Classic, a surprise testimonial dinner took place on the campus there at American. Jeff Buxton was the honoree. Jeff decided earlier in the year, after many successful seasons as the head coach of New Jersey's Blair Academy, he decided to step down. The dinner was organized by Friends of Blair Academy and led by a businessman and Blair parent, Alan Meltzer. The rather exclusive event featured about 150 friends and former athletes who came together to share their support and respect for the longtime coach. Alan Meltzer, Nick Malonis, and Rob Preston, as well as former Blair wrestlers Corey Cooperman, Matt Palmer, Max Meltzer, and Murat Tomayev were featured speakers.
I gotta tell just one great story about Buxton too. I mean, I wasn't around him very often, but I saw Matt, I guess it was Palmer and Perry were goofing off and doing something wrong. I know that's very difficult to believe with Matt Palmer. So coach says to him, Matthew, go like this. He punches a break in the ass of Matthew. Didn't bother Matthew a bit. He knew that he deserved it.
At the dinner, Lehigh head coach Pat Santoro announced that Buxton had been hired as the new director of the Lehigh Valley Athletic Club and will be the new head coach of its freestyle teams. In all, Buxton served an impressive 30 years as teacher and Blair Academy coach, compiling one of the nation's most distinguished coaching careers. For many years, he served as Team New Jersey's freestyle coach at the Cadet National and Junior Nationals. Blair teams under Buxton ranked #1 in the nation 10 times between 95 and 96 and 2011 to 2012. With Buxton on the staff, Blair won 30 national prep team titles. World and Olympic freestyle wrestlers with the Lehigh Valley Athletic Club will now benefit under his direction, and the campus will immediately become one of the strong regional training centers in the U.S. under USA Wrestling's programs.
It's been a good ride for 30 years. I had the opportunity to coach some great young men, and I have to tell you, they're the ones that pushed me, they're the ones that made me work hard. They're the ones that made practice so much fun for me, and I enjoyed every day. I went into the practice room.
Stay tuned. We'll be back. There's more. You're watching USA Wrestling Weekly.
ASICS has been there. They've been the lifeblood of the sport. It's been a long time, and they've been at the top of the game every year, forever. And I'll tell you what, now that I think about it, maybe that's where I've gotten my inspiration, because you know, I always want to be in the top of my game in wrestling, and I think that's where ASICS is and wants to be as well.
Well, USA Wrestling also hosted one of its major youth events during National Wrestling Week, the Cliff Keen USA Wrestling Preseason Nationals at the Unidome on the campus of the University of Northern Iowa in Cedar Falls. Well, the event started with a competitive high school division with over 1,000 entries there coming from across the country. When it was over, there were 2 champions of this major event. Bo Nickel of Texas won the 160-pound crown and was named Outstanding Wrestler. He also won this event last year, if you recall. It defeated Ryan Blees of North Dakota 3-2, scoring the only takedown of the finals. Nickel also had a huge 9-0 win in the semifinals over Kimball Bastion of Utah, a cadet national Greco champion, and second in freestyle. Nickel was a 2012 cadet Triple Crown winner, claiming USA Wrestling national titles in freestyle, Greco-Roman, and folk style.
It's good to come off Fargo. That was my last competition. Just coming up here, see how I am, how I've been training compared to the rest of the nation. It's good stuff, just getting ready for the regular season.
Well, Colton Adams of Nebraska won the title at 126 pounds for his 3rd straight year as preseason national champion. A battle of 2 of USA Wrestling's top age group competitors, Adams defeated Freddie Stroker of Iowa in the finals 5-1. Adams scored takedowns in the first and second periods. Adams has now won 2 USA Wrestling folk style national titles as well. After placing second last year, Aaron Rothwell of Wisconsin moved up to the top of the podium with a clutch 3-1 win over Miles Hammerland of Minnesota in the finals at 182 pounds. 2011 cadet national freestyle champion Zachary Beard of Oklahoma scored an escape in overtime to defeat Tyler Askey of Team Georgia at 170. The bout ended 2-2 in regulation, and Beard pulled it out in overtime. Another veteran USA Wrestling star, Brandon Sorensen of Iowa, won the 145-pound title, stopping Garrett Sutton of Illinois 3-2. Sorensen now has a gold at preseason nationals to add to the silver medals at the USA Wrestling Folk Style Nationals and the Junior Nationals in freestyle. Well, an exciting comeback at 113 took place as Devian Jeffries of Oklahoma pinned Skylar Petrie of Minnesota just 21 seconds into the 3rd period. Petrie led 4-0, but Jeffries chose top in the 3rd and secured the fall. Scoring a stunning pin in the finals at 195 pounds was Jordan Ellingwood of Illinois. He put away Marcus Harrington of Iowa at 1 minute 52 seconds. Ellingwood scored a reversal and put Harrington to his back for the victory. Scoring a takedown with 1 second left on the clock, Tanner Tremblay of Minnesota stopped Alex Mosing of Ohio 3-2 at 138 pounds. Well, and in all Illinois finals at 120 pounds, Barlow McGee scored 3 takedowns to defeat Stephen Polakowski 6-3. McGee scored 2 takedowns in the first period and added another in the 3rd. Other individual champions under the dome included Rudy Yates of Illinois at 106 pounds, George Fisher of Illinois at 132 pounds, Dayton Racer of Minnesota at 152, Nathan Rose of Minnesota at 220, and Tanner Farmer of Illinois at 285 pounds. Well, the second day of the event featured the middle school, elementary school, and girls high school divisions, and a record 1,250 athletes competed in these divisions. And the action, well, simply spectacular. We'll take a look at 84. First, Zach Donathan scored an impressive pin over Coleman Brainerd, 3 minutes 28 seconds. The 91-pound champion was Ben Freeman, who had a dominant 10-0 major decision over Brent Jones. Winning at 98 pounds was Colton Williams, who stopped Alex Lloyd by a 5-2 margin. Ryan Thomas got into the action as he went home with the gold at 112 pounds, stopping Travell Timmons 2-0. Scoring a 4-0 shutout at 136 pounds was John Malagosis, who beat Burke Van Horn for the gold. USA Wrestling National Events Director Pete Isaias.
I think for us, you know, it's a great facility. We can put down 22 mats. I think Brian Keck does a great job in partnering with USA Wrestling to help this event grow. When we first started, it was 650 athletes, I believe, so we've grown quite a bit to that number of 2,700. And the 2-day format, it was something that we needed to do, and it proved to be a success this year. So we're excited about that, and we look forward to hopefully hitting 3,000 next year.
Stay tuned. We'll be back. There's more. You're watching USA Wrestling Weekly.
Each season, Liberty Mutual's Responsible Sports Community Grant Program awards $65,000 to youth sports organizations and school sports programs that demonstrate their commitment to responsibility in youth sports. Your organization could be one of our 20 winners this season. It's easy. Simply visit responsiblesports.com and click on the Community Grant Program. Administrators register their organization with the program, then reach out to rally parents, coaches, and team supporters to log on and review either the Responsible Sports Parenting or Responsible Coaching Guide. Then complete the quiz and showcase your mastery of the concepts. Every successfully passed quiz is worth a point that you can credit to your favorite youth sports organization or school sports program. Connect with friends, family, and neighbors to rally more support. The teams and schools with the most points at the end of the grant period win. It's that simple. Watch the leaderboard throughout the grant season, then rally more of your supporters to increase your totals. Liberty Mutual is committed to celebrating and championing youth sports and to financially supporting organizations that demonstrate their commitment to responsible sports. Join the movement and start earning points toward your community grant.
Well, the new international wrestling season continued last weekend as well in Burnaby Mountain, British Columbia, Canada. It was the Hergobind International. The annual men's and women's freestyle competition features top athletes from Canada, the U.S., and several other nations as well. The men's freestyle competition was dominated by American wrestlers, with 6 of the 7 gold medals going home to the U.S. Among the individual champs, 2012 U.S. Olympian and 2009 world bronze medalist Travel Delegnev at 264 pounds. He defeated Canadian Sonny Dinsa at the championship finals in a rematch of the finals of the 2011 Pan American Games, also won by Delegnev. Well, the victor at 211 pounds was past NCAA champion David Zabriskie, who defeated Win Mihalik in the finals. Zabriskie was a star for Iowa State, but now trains with the Lehigh Valley Athletic Club. 2 athletes from the Pinnacle Club from Minnesota were individual champs, Zach Sanders at 121 pounds and Kevin LaValle at 145 pounds. Sanders beat Canadian Jake Hergenheim in the finals, while LaValle stopped Canadian C.J. Hudson for the gold. The other 2 champions from the U.S. defeated American opponents. At 163 pounds, Nick Maribel, the former Missouri star, stopped Iowa State alum Nate Carr Jr. in the finals. Phil Ketty defeated Clayton Foster in the finals at 185 pounds. Ketty was a star for Iowa, while Foster wrestled for Oklahoma State. Only 2 top American women went up to Canada, and they both won medals as well. 2012 world bronze medalist Alyssa Lampe won the gold at 105 pounds, while 2-time junior world champion Victoria Anthony captured the bronze at 105. Lampe won 3 bouts on the way to her gold. She defeated Canadian Jasmine Mian of the Dinos WC in the championship finals. Lampe was able to beat Anthony in the semifinals, but Anthony bounced back to earn 2 more victories of her own. She pinned Canadian Natasha Cromwell of the Saskatoon Wrestling Club in the bronze medal bout. Well, the Olympic wrestling team Thanks America Celebration Tour made its first stop in Orlando, Florida this last weekend. Olympic gold medalist Jordan Burroughs and national freestyle coach Zeke Jones made appearances and met with young athletes, coaches, and fans. First on the schedule was an appearance with chiropractors from across the nation affiliated with USA Wrestling sponsor Maximize Living. Burroughs and Jones took part in a series of activities. Burroughs, a television interview first, then signed autographs, posed for pics, and gave a speech at a large assembly. Jones also spent time greeting people and thanking everybody for their support. Now, many of the Maximize Living doctors have worked with USA national teams athletes in training camps and on tours, and have worked at major USA Wrestling events as well. We had a chance to talk with Fred Roberto of Maximize Living, who worked with Jordan Burroughs and his teammates on the Olympic freestyle team at the London Games.
You know, for me personally, wrestling all my life, and with now this being my new passion with healthcare, and I've been doing it for like 20 years, my wrestling's never stopped, and so I've been wrestling for almost 40 years now. And in the game, it's just been amazing to blend those 2 elements together, and to know that we've got 2 forces acting at this level, and to have them coming together, it's just unstoppable.
Well, the public rally for the Olympic wrestling team Thanks America Celebration was held at West Orange High School in Winter Garden, just outside of Orlando. An estimated 1,000 people came out to greet Jordan Burroughs and Zeke Jones. It was an impressive turnout and a great kickoff for the tour. Next stop for the tour, well, New York City, New York, Wednesday, November 14th. National coach Zeke Jones talks about the event.
You know, they're always very gracious wherever we go in the country about giving back to the community, but it was our chance to say thanks to them. I mean, for all the support we've gotten over time. I mean, we have over 1,000 living the dream donors. I mean, it's a lot of people from a lot of communities who, you know, reach down in their pockets to help our athletes, to support them, cheer them on, and give them words of encouragement when they're, you know, getting ready to compete at the Olympic Games. So it was really great. But yeah, they're always very, very thankful, and you know, when they get a chance to meet, you know, guys from our coaching.
Well, the Indiana State Wrestling Association has contributed $8,000 to college wrestling programs in that state. Each of the 8 college programs in the state received a $1,000 check from the ISWA. They were presented to the coaching staff members of the colleges during the Indiana State High School Wrestling Coaches Association Fall Clinic. It took place recently. The schools who received donations included University of Indiana, Purdue University, Indiana Tech, the University of Indianapolis, Calumet, Manchester, Wabash College, and Trine University. Now, as part of the Coaches Clinic, the ISWA also provided 2012 Olympic freestyle wrestler Travell DeLegna for a clinic and made a personal appearance on behalf of Indiana Wrestling. It's another example of how USA Wrestling, both on the state and national levels, continues to directly support college wrestling programs in America. Indiana State Chairman Louis Rossbottom.
This year, our board of directors has elected to contribute to each one of our colleges and universities in Indiana. We've given each of the coaches and clinicians $1,000. This is to help their program in a big thanks, if you will, for their support of Indiana wrestling. Through our coaches in our national trips, they have participated on our coaching staffs. They've given clinics, and of course, this weekend they have all the coaches have been here teaching our coaches, our high school coaches, technique and talking about how their kids can get into their program. I want to thank the Coaches Association in allowing us to do this.
Stay tuned. We'll be back. There's more. You're watching USA Wrestling Weekly.
There comes a point in your life that determines who you are, whether you will lead or follow, whether you will fight or give in, whether you will win or lose, and what you will count as your victory.
Well, as part of an ongoing series here on the program, we visit with U.S. Olympic Training Center resident athlete Chase Pami. Chase is an emerging star in men's freestyle at 145 pounds. He's a native of Las Vegas and went to Cal Poly, where he was an NCAA runner-up. He was an Olympic trials qualifier last year and has quickly improved on the national and international scene. Recently, Pami went to Russia for 2 weeks, where he won a bronze medal at the Dmitry Korkin International.
There's no greater thing to be doing than be training to be the best in the world, and motivates me and excites me every day. You know, having competitions coming up. You know, some people don't like having a lot of competition. For me, it's exciting. It keeps me on the edge of my chair.
Well, you're right. It's time for our USA Wrestling Photo of the Week contest. Now, these pictures are being sent in by families and fans from around the country. They're also being considered for the photo contest page in USA Wrestler magazine, as well as for USA Wrestling's Facebook page. This week, our Photo of the Week is taken by Katrina Johnson. It depicts Nathan Johnson of Cornelius, Oregon, scoring points with a mighty leg cradle. Have your photographs considered for USA Wrestling's photo contest simply by emailing them to our friend Gary Abbott at gabbott@usawrestling.org. Well, that'll do it for this week's program. From all of us at USA Wrestling, I'm Scott Casper. Good night.